All right, here they come for the first time to lead them down the front straightaway. Heater, Anderson, green flag in the air. Great start for both drivers here into corner number 1. Anderson on the outside, Heater down low, coming off of corner number 2. Who's it going to be? Heater down low, has a great run. Here comes the 20 machine as well. Good one up front. Anderson fights back. One car goes around deep in the field. We'll see if we can stay clean and green. Looks like we will, and lap number 1 leader will be Brett Heater. Jaden Bears with a good run up there into that third spot. Heater now up into the wall. Anderson right there. It's 4 cars for second. Heater slipped in between turns 1 and 2. That opened the door for Anderson, and the coach takes command here at lap number 2 off of 4. Heater trying to fight back, but Anderson will be your leader. Nick Whalen now down on the low side. Gary Donaldson in that third spot. Bears slips back to 5th. Bears nearly goes around. He'll save it. Gary Donaldson and Nick Whalen now side by side with the 0-0. That battle back there for 3rd. Nick Whalen started this one back in 5th. He's currently up to 3rd. Good run there for the 0-0. At the line, could be Heater. Once again, just noses out the 417 of Coach Kevin Anderson. One car heavy, smoke billowing off the car off turn number 4. That's the 27 machine of David Oxford out of Platte City, Missouri. Anderson now goes back to the front. Good battle up front once again with Anderson and Heater. Now lap number 3 will be Anderson as the leaders continue to swap the lead. First 3 laps. 2 different cars, 3 different leaders up front here at lap number 3. Coming around next time, it'll be lap 4. Can Anderson keep that 417 out front and keep the 05 at bay? Once again, Heater very strong off corner number 4. Will look to regain the lead this time. Anderson makes that car high, wide, and handsome, but not enough as Heater has gone around the outside and reclaimed the lead. Heater slips once again. Now we got a car spun right in front of the rest of the field. The 0-0 takes evasive action to miss him, and the yellow flag will fly once again here.
How many laps?
8 cars still on the field here. 8 cars remain. 7 laps to go. Green is out. Terry Wantland gets busy. Here we go. Gary Donaldson now tries that high side. We'll see if Donaldson can close in on the field. Heater having a little bit of trouble down here in 1 and 2. The car's just a little bit squirrely down there in 1 and 2. Very strong here. We got one car into the wall back on the back straightaway. We'll see if they can keep going. Dakota Jennings able to keep going. We're going to say clean and green. Heater leads another one here at lap number 6. Heater, Anderson, Donaldson. No change inside the top 3. Nick Whalen still right there with Jaden Bears. Jim Atkins back there as well. Kevin McGinnis still with us in that 17. Him and Jim Atkins run side by side. Anderson down low once again. Heater up high. Scoring another lap here at lap number 7. Lap 7 that time around. Anderson glued to that low side, trying to make up some time, trying to make up some distance. Time and distance on the 05 of Brett Heater. Heater too strong this early on. Again, he pulls up on that high side. Now Anderson, the coach, moves up to the high side. Gary Donaldson thinks about the low side, couldn't make that stick, but he's right there on the 417. So the 417 losing a little bit of time here. Gary Donaldson all kind of slideways in the corner that time around. Brett Heater that lap with a 21.417. Gary Donaldson also in the 21-second bracket. So Donaldson could be picking up some speed here as he tries to close in on the 417. Another lapse into this one. 9 laps down, 3 laps to go. The car sideways again on the back straightaway, right in front of the leaders. So the 30 of Dakota Jennings out of Lansing, Kansas, having some trouble over there off of turn 2 tonight. He'll have to retire from the event. It's just past Tech. Word from the officials down there at Tech. Here we go. USRA stock cars to finish up a 3-lap dash to the finish. Good start there by Heater. Again, a little loose over here on entry, but he gathers it back up. Nonetheless, he has a good run over there. Jaden Bears now up to that 4th spot, gets that spot away from Nick Whalen in the 0-0. Brett Heater up on the high side. Once again, it'll be 2 more laps. Oh, and Heater, a tire comes off on the 05.
That's why he was having problems.
Could have been a sign as that car was loose several times over there in turns 1 and 2. But this time around, the tire comes off on the 05. And if the tire had the transponder on it, he'd get scored another lap. But Not going to happen here tonight for the 05 of Heater, so a rare miscue. And there we go.
Couldn't complete the lap.
And the crowd goes wild, I guess. For Kevin, the coach, Anderson, trying to pick up a win here on night number 2. Gary Donaldson right there, as well as Nick Whalen, Jaden Bears, Jim Atkins, and the 17 of Kevin McGinnis. Atkins way up on the high side. Gary Donaldson trying the high side, but here comes the double zero of Nick Whalen. Like I said, had got down to the 21-second bracket as well. Trying to click off some good times here to try to make it a 4-car race up front. Anderson still your leader with a pair of laps to go. The white flag set to fly next time around. Gary Donaldson now with a good run over here off turn number 2. Can he make it stick? Good battle down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. Coming to the white flag, the coach, Kevin Anderson, up front of the 417 out of Kansas City, Missouri. Gary Donaldson on the high side at the line with the white flag and 1 to go. The 417 of Coach Anderson had the lead that time by, but Donaldson is right there. Gary Donaldson out of Rayville, Missouri, up on that high side off turn 2. Gets a great run off the back straightaway, but here comes Anderson back at him. Kevin Anderson, the coach, on the low side. Gary Donaldson up on the high side. Side by side into 3 and off of corner number 4 at the line for the USRA Stock Car victory. Gary Donaldson, your winner. Getting the safety gear off, courtesy of wife Kelly. It's 1 week late for her birthday, but he picks up the win nonetheless. Gary Donaldson! Beep! One of the nicest guys when you walk the pits right here, ladies and gentlemen. This man, Gary Donaldson out of Rayville, Missouri. Gary, congratulations. What a run out there. Great battle between you and the coach.
Yeah, trying to catch my breath. I got so excited. I just the setup, we changed a few things, trying to get it right. And I knew if I hit turn 1 correctly, I could get a ton of drive off of 2. It was just what he was going to do in 3 and 4 versus what I was going to do. But it was awesome, man. It's been since 2014, since this 28D's been in victory lane here.
Yeah. That's a 4-year delay worth waiting for. And I know it's still close, just 1 week after, but still a happy birthday present for the wife.
Yeah, it is, and I love her. Happy birthday, baby.
Gary, happy down here tonight in the USRA Stock Cars. Congratulations, sir.
Side by side as they come out of the turn. Here we go. 3 wide already.
And the 91 of Eddie Schroep will bring him into corner number 1 right there. Brad Smith trying to get up there and make it 2 in a row with the 57 of Tim Powell out of Lansing, Kansas, up into the fray as well into quarter 3.
Tim Powell, your leader, coming into 4 now. That's Brad Smith on the outside, your feature winner last week. Schroep still to the inside, side by side coming across the front stretch.
The 57 of Tim Powell out of Lansing, Kansas will lead lap number 1. Great battle up there for that second spot. Several cars 2 by 2 by 2 on back. One car way up in the high near the wall. That's the 3 by 3 of Nick Newton. Now the 20T of Mike Tanner a little bit sideways as they come around for lap 2.
All right, here's the 57 of Powell leading him down, starting to pull away from the field a little bit. The 99 of Brad Smith. Schroep still behind him with Jake Richards. Oh, we get some...
The 57 of Tim Powell taking command of this one now opens up about a quarter straightaway length advantage over Brad Smith and the 99. Eddie Schroep still holding strong. Jake Richards trying to use the high side engine in the 4th spot. Brent Fielder currently sets 5th.
Jake Richards trying to fight back for that 3rd spot, but it is Tim Powell looking strong here tonight in the 57 as he heads into turns number 3 and 4 with Smith just behind him.
Coming around to complete lap number 4 this time by. It's a 2-car breakaway now as the 57 of Tim Powell tries to collect a USRA B-Mod victory here over Brad Smith, last week's feature race winner of the 99, currently sitting in that second spot out of Belton. Third, fourth, and fifth, too close to call. Eddie Swope Jr., the 7 of Jake Richards right there as well. Good run as well up front by the 32 of Brett Fielder. And the 181 of Luke Neiman retires from the event.
All right, here comes Powell as it comes down the front stretch, leading him down. As we talked about, those 2 cars pulling away from the field, but it's Jake Richards now. Jake Richards up into that 3rd spot.
5 laps into this one. 15 laps remain. Brad Smith now ever so slowly pulling into the lead of the 57 of Tim Powell. Jake Richards now into that 3rd spot. Schwolp back to 4th. Fielder back to 5th.
Powell looks very strong tonight, but slowly but surely the 99 of Smith may be starting to reel him in here a little bit. Let's see if Jake Richards can make anything happen as they come down into turns 3 and 4.
Brad Smith, the fastest car on the track right now, turned a lap of 20.461 compared to the 20.7 of race leader Tim Powell. So Powell's going to have to find some speed here as he goes to the extreme high side on entry of corner number 1. Now the Bivens machine retires to the infield on the backstretch.
Your leaders coming into turns 3 and 4. Good battle up front here as Brad Smith trying to make something work on the low side coming out of turn number 4. Still Powell. It's Smith and Richards, your top 3. Behind him, Eddie Swope.
8 laps into this one. Can Brad Smith eat into the lead of Tim Powell? He must have heard me. Now Powell begins to pull away a little bit from Smith that time. Powell the fastest at 20.736 coming around to complete lap number 9. 3 cars get together over here off corner number 2. The yellow flag will fly for the first time tonight here in our USRA B-Mod main event. Looks to be the 117, the 47, 42 of Gene Claxton also involved in that one. So the 40. Watch your cars, watch your flagman. Green flag is out. Here we go once again. USRA B-Mod resumes action here tonight at Lakeside.
It's Tim Powell on the high side. Here comes Richards on the low side as he makes a good run. Coming out of turn number 2, you have a new race leader, at least on the backstretch, of Jake Richards in the 7.
Like we told you just a lap ago, Jake Richards turning laps faster than the leaders. He's going to prove it this time around. He takes command here at lap number 10. Tim Powell now fights back to the outside, tried to get back out front. Great battle up front between Richard, Tim Powell, and Brad Smith.
Richards, now here comes Powell again on the high side. Looks like he's fighting back for the lead again. Tim Powell getting a good run out of turn number 2. Back and forth they go, but your leader again, Tim Powell, Richards, and Smith.
Lap number 11, that time around there'll be 9 laps to go. Brad Smith to the top side, but it's now a 2-car breakaway with Tim Powell back out in front in the 57. Richards slips back just a little bit. Having a look at the lead laps of 20.191 on Tim Powell, 20.5 for Jake Richards, and 20.6 for Brad Smith. All those cars close together.
All right, it's still Powell. Looks like he has found something there on the high side. Richards, though, fighting back low side out of turn number 2. Gets a nose with him with Smith just behind these guys as they come into turns 3 and 4.
The 91 of Eddie Swope Jr. now trying to close in on the 99 of Brad Smith. At the line, still Powell. Another time by Jake Richards wants a lead on the low side. Richards down low, Powell up high. Another time around, 13 laps into this one, 7 laps to go.
Side by side as they come up into turns 3 and 4. Jake Richards fighting back as he comes out of turn number 4. Gets a great run. New race leader, Jake Richards.
Jake Richards takes command once again at lap number 14. There'll be 6 more laps to go. 6 to go now, a 3-car length advantage. That is not the white flag lap. This is a 20-lap event. The race is still going to be green as Gene Claxton retires to the infield. Green, clean racing up front. At the line once again, yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. Yellow flag is out here at lap 14, I believe.
We'll just see who remains up at that top spot. It could be right down to the checker flag. Green flag flies, and here we go, USRA B-Mod. Powell now immediately goes to the low side. Richards trying to make it work on the high side this time. It looked like he was stronger down on the low side. Powell takes the lead.
Good battle inside the top 5 now for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Look at Nick Newton. Where'd he come from? Newton now threatening to get into the top 5. Powell leads that time around. Richards back to 2nd. Brad Smith. Nick Newton up to 4th. Eddie Swope Jr. back to 5th. Don Mars now runs in the 6th position. The 32 still right there in the hunt. As well as we get deeper into this one, Brent Fielder still well inside the top 5 here, coming around to complete lap number 16 this time.
All right. Powell leads him down the front stretch. Jake Richards, let's see if he can move his way back to the low side. He seemed to have a little bit better run down there. And Smith now searching for a lane as well. Nick Newton, as we talked about, comes out of nowhere up into that top 4.
Tim Powell now trying to check out on the rest of the field. Still one of the few drivers up on that high lane off of corner number 4. Jake Richards right there, as well as Brad Smith, Nick Newton, Eddie Swope Jr., Brent Fielder. Good run here by Don Mars and Chase Galvin now inside of the top 10, trying to come forward in that one, as well as Mike Tanner and Patrick Royalty inside the top 10 as well.
Tell you what, Richards ever so slowly on that low side. He's closing the gap here on lap number 18 with just 2 to go. Richards now, see if he can make it work down there. Got a little bit loose down there in 1 and 2, but he is just closing the gap. Let's see now a problem as he falls back just a little bit.
Powell, a 3-time winner last year, will come around to take the white flag to try to pick up victory number 1 of this year. 1 more lap to go for Tim Powell, Jake Richards, Brad Smith. All right there, you can throw a blanket over him. Nick Newton now trying to close in with Eddie Swope Jr. Allen, bring him home to the finish.
There it is, Tim Powell as your race leader as he's going to come down the front stretch. Tim Powell coming out of turn number 4 as your winner. Tim Powell, Jake Richards, Brad Smith, Nick Newton on a good run, Eddie Swope.
Seven J.
Fans, I think you got to like that event. What a great feature tonight by our USRA B-Mods here tonight. And Tim Powell, a 3-time feature race winner last year, will pick up the victory here tonight. He gets the job done over the top 5 of Jake Richards, Brad Smith, Nick Newton, all the way up into the 4 spot. Great run by the 3x3 and Eddie Swope Jr. How about that? A nice top 5 finish for him tonight in the 91. Alan will get a word with tonight's.
The car, Powell. A quick word in with him. Main Street Auto Body Remax. Lineweaver Construction, Powell Roofing. Wow. That was a heck of a race. What did you think of that one? I tell you what, that battle between you and Jake, that was a great one.
That was the leader between the 2 Lansing leaders, the 2 Lansing boys. I told him before we came out here, I said, you got the 2 Lansing leaders.
All right, great run tonight, Tim. Congratulations on the win tonight. Your win tonight.
Him and 7 were tied.
That was a good one, huh?
Yeah.
The second time, watch your cars, watch your flag. McGreen in the air, here we go! Tyler Wolf takes him into quarter number 1. Nick Bittinger on the outside, Lance Town down low. Bittinger gets a little bit too high. That's going to open the door for Darren Fuquay in the 87. Now Mark Chapman up there in the 3rd spot. Good run by Chapman here early on. Coming around to complete lap number 1, it will be Tyler Wolf in the 4 out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, your early race leader. Best battle on the track is the 3B of Nick Bittinger in the 87 of Darren Fuquay. Fuquay back there in the 4th spot. He'll get the spot over Nick Bittinger. Bittinger slips back to 5th. Trying to rebound from this one is Nick Bittinger here early on. Lance Town, last week's feature race winner, now up to that 2nd spot on the high side. Mark Chapman wants it. Here comes Chapman. Mark Chapman in the 34. Chapman with a great run will take over that 2nd spot. Now Lance Town wants it back in the 21T. Town trying to get up there to challenge. Chapman will close the door as Tyler Wolf now pulls out to nearly a half a straightaway lead. The Fayetteville, Arkansas driver on a rail here tonight, racing on the river's edge at Lakeside Speedway. Mark Chapman into that 2nd spot, has a great run going here tonight. Good to see Chapman rebound from last week, coming up through the field to run in the 2nd spot here early on. Coming around to complete lap number 4 of 20. There'll be 16 laps to go. Tyler Wolf pulling away ever so slightly each and every lap here. Now Chapman begins to pull away from the third place car of Darren Fuqua and Lance Town. Teammates now running side by side over there off of corner number 2. Having a look at the lap counts here. Tyler Wolf, that last time around, turned a 19.547. Mark Chapman, a 19.385. So Chapman trying to close in on Tyler Wolf. Can he get it done? Wolf way up on that high side. Chapman's currently running low line off of corner number 2. Right there behind him, Darren Fuqua in the 87. Lance Town currently sits in that 4th spot in the 21T. Town, last week's winner, dominated this event. Now he's trying to get around his teammate here as Fuqua goes high, wide, and handsome off of corner number 4, making that car 90 feet wide or more. As Town unable to get by, Fuqua will stay in that 3rd spot. Town slips back in there to 4th. He'll settle back in. Chapman again trying to figure out a way to close in on race long leader, I should say, Tyler Wolf out of Fayetteville, Arkansas in the 4W. Tyler had a race win here late in the season last year to close this season out. He is your current race leader. Having a look at the times that time around, a 19.632 to a 19.636 on Mark Chapman. Coming around to complete lap number 8 this time is race leader Tyler Wolf. 8 in the books, 12 laps to go. Very fast pace here early on. One car set to go a lap down here near the back of the field as the leader Tyler Wolf comes up on the 5 of Kevin McGinnis out of Edwardsville, Kansas. Tyler Wolf will go to the low side. Nice and easy run there. McGinnis holds his line, and Tyler Wolf completes another lap time around. Just shy of halfway here at Lakeside Speedway. 9 laps in the books. Tyler Wolf out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, visits us tonight, trying to pick up his 2nd career victory here in the USRA Modifieds at Lakeside Speedway. He is your race leader by nearly a full straightaway length advantage over Mark Chapman. Chapman had been quicker early on in this one, but has begun to fade just a little bit. Darren Fuqua will now try to work on him to try to close into that 2nd spot. Fuqua currently sitting in 3rd. Nearly identical lap times. Now Darren Fuqua showing some speed with a 19.241. That's one of the fastest laps we've seen at this event, and Fuqua is fastly closing in on Mark Chapman at the front of this one. Fuqua right there on the backside now as they put a lap down on the McGinnis machine. They enter turn 1 and 2, and Tyler Wolf comes off turn 2. That is the length of the advantage of the lead for Tyler Wolf in the 4 machine here, coming around to complete lap number 12. 8 laps to go this time.
Okay, Tyler Wolf is your leader coming out of turn number 2, going down the back stretch. A straightaway lead over your number 2 car, but here comes the 87, Darren Fuqua. Darren trying to work up the high side of turns 3 and 4 to move up into that 2nd spot. So Darren Fuqua now side by side with the 34 Chapman down in turn 2. That's where the race is right now as Tyler Wolf pulls away into that lap traffic.
Tyler Wolf now, Ellen, just behind Tim Carrick in that 1K. Tim Carrick set to go a lap down here. Next time around with Eric Hanna right there as well, as Hanna and Carrick have a great battle going there in that 6th spot with Tyler Wolf just behind them. He'll have to thread the needle over here off of corner number 2. Now he dives to the low side. Smooth move there from Tyler Wolf in the number 4 as he stays out front. They're coming around to complete lap number 15. There'll be 5 laps to go this time by. Mark Chapman and Darren Fuqua still having that great battle for the 2nd and 3rd spot. About 3 car lengths back is Darren Fuqua in the 87 with Lance Town lurking behind.
Good battle, as you said, for that 2nd spot. Chapman, though, starting to pull away from Fuqua out of turn 2 as the race leader comes down the front stretch now. On lap number 16 in heavy lap traffic right now. Now Chapman comes across with the 87 of Fuqua. There's your top 3. Lance Town just behind them in the 21, your feature winner last week. The 68 of Davis and the 3B of Nick Benninger. We'll go back to your leader, though, coming out of turn number 4 on lap number 17.
17 laps in the books, just a handful of laps to go here for Tyler Wolf. He'll set his sights on McGinnis once again to put him a lap down just behind them. Tim Carrick right there in front of the 2nd and 3rd place running Mark Chapman and Darren Fuqua in the 87. Lance Town able to reel those drivers in. Kerry Davis and Nick Benninger battling back there for the 5th position right now. Davis has that in the 68. The white flag will fly next time around. White flag will fly next time around for Fayetteville, Arkansas's Tyler Wolf in the 4W. Nice looking blue and white ride this year for Wolf out of Arkansas as he takes the white flag. Final lap from Terry Wantland here at Lakeside Speedway. Tyler Wolf, your race leader, to the line here for that battle for 2nd. Mark Chapman down low. Darren Fuqua running that middle lane. They come off of turn number 2. Tyler Wolf heads into turn number 3. He'll bring it around off of corner number 4. This driver from Fayetteville, Arkansas, picking up his second ever win at Lakeside. Tyler Wolf, your winner here tonight at Lakeside Speedway. To the line for the second position will be Mark Chapman, followed by Darren Fuquay. Good battle there to the line. Fuquay in third. Lancetown finishes fourth here tonight. Followed to the line by Kerry Davis, fifth. Nick Bittiger in sixth. Tim Carrick tonight will bring it home in that seventh spot. As we, Tyler coming to victory lane in the 4W. Tyler, sorry, only there is a late arrival coming down here. Congratulations. Tyler Wolf, this man from Fayetteville, Arkansas, picks up the win here tonight. Tyler, your second ever win here. You closed the Speedway out last year with a great win. Now you come back here in week 2, pick up a big win with the USRA mods. Tell us about it.
The track was pretty good, pretty fast tonight. I know in the heat race you ran 170 mile an hour on this thing, so it's pretty quick. I know I was getting winded there at the end. Wasn't sure where everyone was at, but we were down and finished this thing out.
The car looked great out there. It looked like you could put it about anywhere you want to on there. Mark Chapman was starting to close in on you, actually turning some laps faster than equal to you there early on, but later on you got your line together, hit your marks, pulled away from him.
Yeah, I just had to find my groove. Thanks to Jimmy Mars, my crew guy Cam, my dad Brett, all the guys at Hatfield, hell of a motor. It was a good weekend for us, and we're going to run a couple more races this week and see how we can do.
It's been awfully soggy for you guys down south. The northern guys are having a hard time getting going. Finally here in the Midwest, we're up and running. I know you had to go searching for some racing. It's great to see you up our way.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, and thanks to the fans. It was an awesome day today. I hope you guys enjoyed the weather as much as we did. Thank you.
Tyler Wolf, your winner tonight, brings it home the win for Fayetteville, Arkansas. Photos here from Red Line Photography and Lisa Burlington.